So there you go, pop that on. So you can capture all of this using any sort of screen capture software. Screencast-O-Matic is a free version that captures what you're doing there. It works really well. So everyone will have probably about maybe 2 minutes before we head off to lunch. There you go. So they're the different paint types of brushes that you can use. And at the bottom of the palette there, you've got little arrows, and you can click the arrow and it goes to a new set of brushes. You've got Christmas light strings and all sorts of stuff. I'll make sure you're not going to bump into anybody. Oh, yeah. You can have fireworks, you can shoot bubbles, you can do amazing things. You can also import images as the background, so you can draw your images on top of something. So this is just a plain white background. So
that's what Ellen's saying too, it's just a plain white background.
Yeah, so she sees this, but in way more detail. When you're in the virtual reality space, 1 minute seems like you're in there forever. And so because of the time limitations that we had, each of the, because we had 5 kids in each group, they got about 5 minutes of drawing time. And that sounds like, oh, you only get 5 minutes, but 5 minutes in VR time is huge. And they got probably the same, if not less, instruction than you guys just got then. And when they put it on, they just went for it. All of a sudden, they're like, oh yeah, I found that. And they were doing things that we hadn't shown them within 30 seconds. It just seemed really intuitive. They picked it up super easily and they just went to town.
How much was it for the last kit?
About $6,000.
How many? 6 one.
And that's what I mean. This is the HTC Vive. So in terms of the VR equipment that's available, it's your upper end of what's about. You've got PlayStation kits that are a little bit cheaper. You've got the Google Explorer kits and stuff like that are a lot cheaper and way more. You can get the cardboard ones, and you can get like a new and improved version of it as well. And again, there's heaps of free Samsung Gear games and software and stuff that's available as well. The difference between the two, the main one that we could establish, is that the hand controllers, and this kit knows where, because of the base stations, it knows where you are in the space. So you can move and it knows where you are, and your images change accordingly, and your hands can interact. Whereas a lot of the cheaper end gear, you're just sort of in and can see, which is amazing, and it's got all of the different things you could do with that as well, but you're not sort of interacting as much with that space. Yeah.
And again, with the laptops and stuff, this laptop in particular, this will be probably at the best for about another 8 years or so. So that's where the technology is going to, again, be advanced even further. And the VR kits, obviously, will be advancing throughout that time. So this is just pretty much primitive, but eventually it's going to be better, a lot better. And these computers will still be able to run it. So if you bought a computer like this now, in about 10 years' time, it's still going to be useful.
Is there any way to record somebody in it?
Yes. So what you can use is a software like Screencast-O-Matic. It's a free software, and it captures the screen, and you can capture exactly what they're doing. If you just wanted to capture what they had done in their VR space, like we were doing at the Congress, one of the tool options when you're swiping through your palette is a record function, and you can take a photo or a video, and if you click and select that, it comes up like a little video camera on your paint hand, and you're like, yeah, video camera that, and save, and it just does it. And then you can export those video files, give them to the kid, or they can put them in their folio, or whatever you're wanting to use it for. Future uses, these are just some of the ones that I've thought of. You could use it in art, video stories. You know, the kids create video stories in English and SOS and HAS and history and all sorts of things. Imagine if you could draw a catapult or import a picture of a castle or something and create it in VR. 360-degree cameras are really, really popular at the moment. They're getting really cheap as well and can be used as a basis for the VR input. So you can send up a drone or something, or you can go to one of your favourite places. And this is the other thing we thought of. Imagine going to Uluru, getting your 360-degree camera, and you could be on a virtual excursion, or sharing your favourite places, or your ancestral lands or something with the rest of the class, and be like, yeah, this is my campfire and this is where I am, and everyone gets to see that. And I just thought that would be really, really cool. Ongoing possibilities. Like, this technology is a baby, and the only limit is our imaginations.